Hey there, gorgeous souls, and welcome to today's message. Oh my gosh, we're up to day 15 of the 40-day challenge of choosing love over fear that I'm currently doing. And today I would really love to talk to you guys quickly before I head off to the gym. I've got like 10 minutes, so I'm going to try and squeeze in a really meaningful topic with you guys that quickly. But today I want to talk about really the difference between needing motivation versus generating inspiration. And this one is really key. And I want you to think about in your life, are you somebody like me? I really get a lot from, ticking the to-dos off, right? And setting up my schedule. I kind of been through a bit of a stage of not doing that for about a year and a half, like really going with the flow. And just more recently, I've really tapped into like a deeper level of my inspiration that has generated like, wow, like I want to do all of these amazing things. And you kind of need to actually be able to manage your time and, schedule things out so you can squeeze it all into your life, right? But you run the risk sometimes, whether you came from inspiration to begin with or you are doing things you think you should do, so you're trying to squeeze it all on the calendar, you run the risk of falling into the trap of just doing rather than consciously deciding and taking action. And so this is that piece I want to talk to you guys about in terms of what's the difference between motivation and inspiration and why does it even matter. And a quick hello to Abdul and Javier and Simon. Good to see you guys. As you are tuning in, please do drop me some comments. Let me know where in the world you're tuning in from and contribute to this conversation in any way that you're inspired to with your own experience and so forth. Can't wait to check in with the comments after this little message. But let's have a look at it. So what's motivation? Motivation means basically that you need something external to you to motivate you, to get you into action, to do something, all right? So most of us are driven by motivation, right? What other people will think of us, what money we might generate. It's this external kind of push that gets us to take certain actions. But that's really limited, right? We can get into burnout when we're doing things that we're externally motivated by. And that's why we can, set our to-do lists and have this thing like drag on for another week or 2 weeks or a month. And you had the same old to-do on the list and you just never get it done because it's driven by something that's not really in alignment with you. It's not in your value system, right? It's something that you're externally motivated by, either by somebody else or by money. That can be a motivator. But at the end of the day, it's just not really coming from that deep place within you, which is inspiration. Right? When you are inspired, right? Inspired. It's something that is coming from deep in your core self, right? That is, inspiration is like an untapped fuel source that most of us are completely drained of, and we don't even know why we're constantly getting into burnout in our lives, right? And so the truth is we haven't found what really inspires us at our core. We don't know what we really value. We're so caught up living through the eyes of others that we have lost touch to our heart, to our drive, to that deep well of fuel that's available to us that is inspiration. When we are inspired by something, meaning that it comes from the inside out, right? It feels like every part of our being is in full alignment. There is a overwhelming energy and joy and expansion coming from that place. When we tap into that, nobody has to motivate us to do anything. We are already just spontaneously inspired to take those actions, right? So which sounds like more of a sustainable fueling way of being, to be motivated only by the external and be dependent on other people or money or whatever it is, Not saying those things aren't valuable, right? But if that's the reason, the primary reason for why you do what you do, that's exhausting, right? And we've all been there where we just like start and stop and, you know, we just, do I really have to do that? And we want to avoid, and we get into any sort of addictions and distractions, you know, to get us some sort of joy, because what we're filling our life with is so not in alignment with who we are, right? Versus actually doing the work to tap into your own inner world. And depending on your life circumstances, depending on the timeline and the history of your experiences, you might, you know, it might be really tough to develop the muscle of inner alignment and to be able to keep your finger on the pulse of what actually is you and what really inspires you. But it's worth it. Wherever you are on the timeline of your personal development journey, your personal transformational journey, your personal revelation journey, you know, there's no time that's too late to actually start to develop that awareness, to keep your finger on the pulse of your own inspirations. Because when you're coming from that place, nothing can stop you. Life is full. It's exciting. You have the energy and the courage to step into the unknown because you actually have enough reasons why that are generated in your full control to actually get out and expand yourself. It's human nature to want to get beyond, to grow, to get off the old hamster wheel of just suffering and burnout, right? And to actually get into that fuel and tap into, you know, what's your potential, and have the courage and the energy to go after it, to step out into the unknown and actually live fully in this moment rather than get trapped in your history, you know, and in fear and projection in your future, right? That's just like no way to live. And so I really hope that this serves you, and I want to give you this little piece. Instead of forcing yourself to do the to-dos, like tick off the to-dos and do the tasks, right, that you're setting for yourself, instead of forcing yourself to do that, because that's motivation, you need a kick in the bum, you know, to actually get moving. Instead of that, why not try to do something I'm doing in my own life, which is I've learned the hard way of like going too many times down obligation, distraction from all the things I don't want to do that I think I should do, right? Instead of that, why not focus on creating the opportunity for your creativity and inspiration to flow, right? That's a very different thing than setting a task that you have to do, right? It's actually, instead of focusing on the thing that needs to be done, if you create the opportunity for your creativity and your inspiration to flow, right? That means you're doing the things to take care of this system so that you're in the heights of your own well-being, physically, mentally, emotionally, right? If you're doing those things and then creating space for your creativity and inspiration to flow without attachment and pressure, that's the greatest pathway into your inspirational pathway forward, all right? So think about that for a moment, and maybe we need to do a longer message for that. I've got to go. I've got 4 minutes till my session starts and I've got to drive there. So it's only a couple of minutes, so that's good. But I really hope that lands for you. Think about that a little bit more, about creating the opportunity for your creativity and your inspiration to flow. Create space in your calendar and make sure that you're taking care of all of your needs so that you can get beyond survival and you can actually start to thrive from that internal place. All right, so let me quickly check in with you guys. I've got, Abdul and Javier. Hello, beautiful. Sorry, been busy working. I haven't had time to log in. Well, I'm great to have you here now, Javier. Always grateful to see you, my friend. And Simon from Mexico. So good to have you here. And Syed and Dean. And Syed, I'm loving that you're agreeing with today's message. Love the alignment and going through middle age crisis, badly needed advice. Well, I hope that today's message really serves you. And yeah, always reach out if I can support you on a more personal front. And Philippe is here as well. And Bill, good to see each and every one of you guys. So much love coming your way. Hope today's message has served you. And unfortunately, I gotta run. I'd love to hang out and have more of a chat, but yeah, I'm going to miss my session. So much love coming your way, and I cannot wait to see you for day 16 tomorrow. Mwah.